Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning, everybody. And good afternoon. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Okay, we got a few things we got to get into. I know it's a late show. It's late at night. I know. It has been a very busy day. There's been a lot of information just coming out the gates. It has been absolutely insane. Okay, and so we're here to talk about the stuff that has gone on over the course of today and then some. So get in, strap in, all that stuff. And again, I will say this too. This will be a shorter show than yesterday's show. But we will be going over a lot of stuff that happened today. Okay? Thank you so much, Elise. I appreciate you understanding. You know, I get on here when I can. Okay? Your boy's busy, and your boy's working very hard. Okay? But nonetheless, we got to get into this conversation. So do me a favor. Okay? Do me a solid. Okay? Hit that like button down below. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. If you're watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're on that TikTok. Rumble, Twitch, Kick. I'm on all of them. Okay? So make sure you're following. Follow. Okay? Hit that follow button if you're watching on the TikTok. The TikTok has just been growing beautifully. It's been amazing. TikTok and Facebook, it's just been cracking, and it's amazing, okay? Real talk, all right? But I've been giving you guys a lot of information on so many platforms, okay? So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you follow if you are on those platforms. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? What up, Justin on TikTok? What up, man? Make sure to subscribe, okay, to this YouTube channel, The Pascal Show. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go to my third channel, Pascal Raw. Okay, that's a new podcast I got. Go check that out. Subscribe over there. Hit that notification bell. Set it to all so that you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload. Okay, because right now it's really random. Okay, for right now. Trust me, there's a lot in the works. It'll all make sense very, very soon. Okay, but again, hit that notification bell, set it to all on all those platforms, please and thank you. Hit that join button down below, become a member, support the channel if you can. And of course, check out my Patreon, check out my store. We got some really great merch, pascalmerch.com. We got some really, really great stuff. Go check it out, okay? Go check it out. Okay, guys. We have got to get into this. Yes, it's a late show. It's a late night. Okay, it is. It's late. It's late. I know. Boo-hoo. Okay. I'm on here because I wanted to be on here. I could have just waited till tomorrow morning or something of that sort, but something told me to get onto this computer and see what was going on. And then something just popped off. Okay, something just came out, which I thought was very, very interesting. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Couple of different things that happened today. And one of them is kind of like you watching that episode of Game of Thrones where you're just like this the entire time, like, what? What's going on? I can't see nothing, right? So one thing is for sure, couple things that we need to talk about. The lawyer speaks, confirms that there is surveillance footage of Rebecca Otto actually falling on the ground. Okay. We already talked about that. Okay. We are going to, kind of circle back on that. All right. We also found out that Rebecca just recently was seen being interrogated, which just dropped. Okay. And then now there's some new information that just came out. In fact, I need to show the photo first because I think this is really interesting. Okay. This is them. You got Rebecca and Jake from State Farm coming out of a courthouse. First and foremost, let me just tell you, Rebecca's been busy today. Oh, yeah, Rebecca's been busy today. Why? I didn't get to pull up the photo, so I'm about to pull it up right now. Let's take a look one more time. Do you see her? In her, I don't know what that shirt is, okay? That is a very confusing, maybe Picasso designed that. I don't know, okay? I don't know. It's a very, if Gloria Stefan worked at Olive Garden, it's giving that. It's giving, I used to do magic. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. It's cool. It's fine. I know you guys aren't going to be able to see the photo. Okay. If you want to see the photo, go over to my my YouTube channel. Okay. And check it out over there. Okay. But I'll explain it. I'm sure you've already seen my TikTok video reacting to her coming out of the sheriff's office being interrogated again. Okay. She has been interrogated again. Now, there's a lot to break down about this. So I know I just kind of was talking about them being seen walking out of a courthouse. We're going to talk about that in a second. Okay. But let's talk about this thing, because this kind of broke before. Okay. You know, it's like Gloria Stefan or like a magic, like she was about to do like tableside magic. You know what I mean? There's nothing up my sleeves. You know what I mean? It's the waist thing. It's the waist tie and the big cuff links, like in the big cuffs. You know what I'm saying? That no one else sees that. Mágico. It's magic, you know? And then she just throws out nothing but glitter. No? And it gets all up in there. Caesar salad or the garden salad and the breadsticks. And they're like, we just came here for the free breadsticks and the garden salad. We didn't know that we were going to have that. Stop. No, it's cool. Just stop with the glitter. You know what I'm saying? Nobody? Okay. It's fine. It's just me in my strange and wild mind. Okay? That's all. That's all. It's just me. Just thinking. Roasting her a little bit. Okay? Because she did this. She has something to do with Emmanuel being gone. I don't care. Now, that is quite a magic trick. Okay? That is quite tableside guacamole. Come on, man. Stop. It's freshly squeezed lime. You know what I mean? So just don't hurt me right now. Okay? Okay? Don't hurt me right now. Tableside guacamole. So here's the thing, okay? Aside from that monstrosity of a shirt, she walked in and she was interrogated by 5-0 police. Now, this could mean so many different things. So there's been two different sightings. Like I said, it was this, and then both of them seen walking out of a courthouse, a juvenile courthouse today. So there's a lot that's going on, and I think a lot is going to start speedballing here very, very soon, because tomorrow marks a whole week that this young boy, Emmanuel Haro, has been missing. Let's just keep it a bean. It's been almost 7 days. Tomorrow, shoot, as soon as the clock doth strike midnight, it will be 7 days since this young boy has been lost, okay? Has not been found. And that is a messed up situation, right? Like that shirt. I'm sorry. That's the last one I'm going to do. That's the last. It's tableside guacamole for me. But moving on, okay? I'm sorry. Okay. But here's the thing, all right? This tells me that something's going on, okay? Something's going on. And yes, I think I saw something from, didn't I see Justin on TikTok say something? I could have sworn I saw. No, it's Nicole. Yes, what about other ex-wife? Yeah, we're going to be talking about that too, which is very interesting, Nicole, Texas, okay? Nicole, Texas, just wait right there, sweetheart. We're going to get right to it, okay? Just wait, okay? Just wait right there, okay, sweetheart? We're going to get right to it, okay, Nicole, Texas? But here's the thing. Is she possibly working with police? That's a possibility. Put that on the table. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. I think she walked in there and said the same BS that she gave before. That's what I think. I think she really walked in there and said the same BS. Because it's something about how she even is walking out of the room. Just the body language, etc. It just seems like it seems guilty. Does that make sense? I don't know about a plea deal, because if she got a plea deal, then they would have gone and taken Jake in with the quickness. That's what I truly think. I think they would have swooped in and got his ass by now. If she's like, he did it, whatever you say, you know what I mean? She would have just, if she was squawking in that room, I don't think she'd be walking out of that room like this and then be seen at the courthouse with him holding his hand and, you know, kind of like holding, like literally pressing her whole body up against him. Look at the photo. You can see it right here. She is on him because she's scared of the public and the news all up in their faces. Okay? But they brought her back in and she's still wearing that shirt. Oh my God. But she's still wearing the shirt. Okay? And they brought her in to do an interview again. I think it's because they believe they already have their prime suspects. And it's these two. It's them two right here, guys. Without questione, without question, they got their people. I think she walked back in. She said the same BS. Maybe she was standing on business this time because she's now rehearsed. It's been 6 days since she had a conversation with police, I'm sure. So this time she's standing 10 toes down. Yes, that's what happened. Right? Because she feels more solidified. She messed up the first time. So now she got to make sure her story is straight now, too. But let's not forget the things that we've been learning. 5-0. Walked over. Yeah, make that shirt disappear. Oh, my God. Wow. Is it a robe? Is that the female shirt equivalent to a mullet? Like business, but then a party on the bottom? Like, what is up with that shirt? I'm just being real. Okay? That throws me off. It's off-putting. Like this whole trial, of like this whole case in the first place. But I digress. All I can say is that there's something I think that the police have on them. I think that police showed surveillance footage. She apparently fell. But that's it. We talked about that as well. We all talked about this. Right here on the YT and the TikTok. We talked about it on all these platforms. What did I say? I said, that doesn't make any sense. For the lawyer to sit there and go, well, you know, if she fell, then it definitely corroborates her story. What kind of crack are you smoking? Because if the only thing you see is a body falling on the ground, that don't mean nothing. That just means she fell to the ground. Where is the shadowy figure that said, hola? Where's that person? Where's that person? Remember, she pulled up to Big Five in the parking lot. Little baby Emmanuel made a mess in his diaper. She got out of the car. She went to the back, got him out of the car seat, put him down, started to change his diaper. And then out of nowhere, some random male basically taps her on the shoulder and says, "Hola." She turns around and pop goes the weasel, right? She comes to, because she gets knocked out. She comes to, and they gone. Her baby and the monster that took the baby, right? All this inconsistencies that were being said in her story, nothing's backing it up. If there's footage and they show her falling on the ground, where's the hola guy? Where's the guy who said hola? She said this dude said hola. Now, she could have gone in there, like I said in the video, she could have gone in there and said like, no, he said konnichiwa. You know what I'm saying? He could have said any other language on this planet. And maybe she's like, no, he said sup though. You know what I mean? Just change the race, change the vernacular, change the language altogether, right? But they said that they saw footage. The police showed her footage, which means they're going, "You're lying, sweetheart. You're lying. Why are you lying? Stop lying. Oh, by the way, you're lying." That's it. That's all. So if she went back, what were they asking her this time? Maybe like, this is a second chance for you to change your story, to tell us the truth. This is us giving you a chance right now. Okay? We can help you. We really can help you. But you have to help us first. You got to give us something. Maybe that's what's going on. Because I truly think that they think, the 5-0 thinks that she is a victim, that she is trapped, that he, I think, hurt her into submission. I got to use these code words. But I truly think that he's volatile, I think. And don't worry, we're going to talk about a few things here in a second, too, that are going to make you angry, that I haven't gotten the chance to do a video about. Because I haven't found the words to, like, I've been trying to find the words to express how I truly feel about the information that has come out about this man right here. This is a very volatile man. This is a very dangerous man. I truly think that. Now, of course, that's my opinion. He may be a saint, but it doesn't look like it's going that way. Not with the information that we've learned so far. He has too many victims in his path. Way too many. He doesn't care for these kids. He really doesn't. And I question if she does too. But at the same time, I don't know. All I know is the track record and the arrest record of this man. And this man is a very dangerous individual. Period. This man should have been locked up for more than just 6 weeks, 6 months, 180 days behind bars. And that's it for what he did. Oh, don't worry. We're going to talk about that too, baby. We're going to talk about that too. This man's a piece of trash. And she might be trash too, or she's stuck and she doesn't know how to get out because he's violent. This is a violent man. Why do you think that they are coming out of juvenile court today? Why do you think that there is a restraining order, a DV restraining order on him now that has just been filed against him by an ex that just came out, that just got filed? Why? Because he's a violent man. And I'm going to keep saying that until I'm blue in the face. Yeah, it'll be my dying breath, literally. Okay? 7,000 years from now, while all my family's holding my hand as I'm passing on, and they're like, wait. Uncle Pascal saying something. Hold on. What are you saying? Jake Otto is a violent man. Oh, that's literally going to be my last word. Last sentence. Real talk. Okay? That's how solid I feel about this man. Okay? Dangerous man. But here it is. You saw the photo. They're walking out of juvenile court. Why are they walking out of juvenile court? Right? Pray tell. Interesting stuff, though, right? Let's take a look at this. So on Wednesday afternoon, today, Jake and Rebecca Otto were seen leaving juvenile court in Riverside County. News Channel 3, the article we're reading here, reached out to officials for an update. But because of privacy laws, little could be released and little was said. In fact, other than the sounds of questions being asked to Ottos, the couple remained silent. Meanwhile, in a Wednesday morning update, CAL FIRE, just so you know, remember the fire that happened late last night, which was insane. Okay, that fire still remains under investigation, noting several people were seen leaving the property as the fire broke out. Both Riverside and San Bernardino County investigators are aware of the incident, but officials stress there is no connection to the search for missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro beyond the fire's proximity to the family's home. Now, we got to talk about that. The fire that happened, okay? The fire that happened across the street, it's sus. Is it connected? I don't know. Sure, we can entertain it and think that maybe something sinister is happening here, because it is very sus and very strange that out of nowhere, a fire breaks out across the street from a home where there's a missing boy case going on. It just seems so strange. It just seems so strange. But they're saying so far, there really isn't any connection to this situation so far. So, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department told News Channel 3 it will not be providing on-camera interviews and has no press conference scheduled at this time, which I think is trash. I think that's the dumbest thing that they can do. Truly. At this point, they need to step forward and just say what's up. Okay? They need to give us the breakdown of what's going on. Because here, at the end of the day, there are families that are still, their parents, families, kids that are worried about a possibility of an actual assailant out here. So if they're not going out to the public saying, hey, just so you guys know, there is no napper running around here, okay? There's no hamburglar running around, okay, trying to take your littles. They're not doing that. They're not saying anything. But it would be very, very appreciative for the community to know that there isn't an assailant running around out here in these streets. Would it not be helpful? But they're not doing any press conferences, which is weird. The only thing I can think of, the only reason why I can think why they're doing this is to literally not say something that's going to trigger Rebecca and Jake from trying to run away or do something drastic. That's the only thing I can think of. Hence the reason why there are no press conferences going on right now. One thing is for sure, though, they did come out with a statement earlier today, and I think that also inspired Rebecca to get in that room and talk to them again. So we're going to talk about that here in a second too, but let's take a look at this. Golly. Yeah. Fresh superfood skincare. Dear Lord. Hold on, guys. commercials. Gotta love this crap.
Breaking tonight, we're hearing new details from the attorney of the father of the missing Cabazon baby, Emmanuel Haro. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Downs.
And I'm Karen Devine. News Channel 3's Garrett Haro was the first to speak with Hughes outside the Haro home Monday evening. And he's been pressing investigators and the family's attorney. He's at the Breaking News Center with what he's uncovered today. Garrett.
Well, hey, Peter and Karen, we spoke with Hughes at length Monday evening. We also told you records obtained by News Channel 3 show Jake Haro has a 2023 conviction for willful child cruelty. That's from a felony complaint that was first filed back in 2018 when he was listed as a co-defendant with his then wife, Vanessa. Haro served 6 months in jail on that charge. Now, the same attorney who represented him then, Vincent Hughes, is also representing him now, Monday.
Now, here's the thing, though. The guy says he's not representing him, at least when we saw his interview on Ashley Banfield. So his lawyer is not really representing him, which is weird. He just says, at least in that interview with Ashley Banfield, he said former. Like he's like, I'm not representing him, but I'm here for I'm here for him. I'm speaking on behalf of him, which makes no sense. When you know for a fact one of the people that really needs a lawyer right now is Rebecca. But he's not worried about Rebecca. And not at all. He's worried about his own ass, man. Come on now.
Evening, he told me the charges are being misrepresented.
No nexus between that case and this case here. And he should not be judged based on his past.
Today,
yes,
he said more of the same, and this morning I confirmed through the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department that Jake's vehicle has been seized and was being processed for evidence. Today, I also pressed the department about reports baby clothing was recovered from a nearby dumpster. This morning, the department telling me this is an ongoing investigation and that information is not available for release. Now, I have...
You know what they just said? Okay, just so you guys know on TikTok, they just said that, of course, there were clothes that were found in a dumpster, like a little ways from the home. Baby's clothing was found in the dumpster. So they asked them, the press asked them if it has any connection to this actual case. And what did the police say? They said, we can't divulge on any information in regards to this case. Which means, yes, it means there's clothes and they're looking into it. And yes, there could possibly be a connection to the freaking missing boy. You know, when when you're sitting on the stand, like Diddy's trial kind of thing, right? And they're like, did you apply Astroglide to somebody's bow? And then the person on the stand goes, I plead the fifth. That means yes. You know what I mean? It means yes. It doesn't mean no. It doesn't mean possibly. I don't know. I plead the fifth. You're going to have to guess. No, it means yes. Okay? Fellas, don't use it in life. Okay? If your wife goes up to you and says, honey, do I look fat in this? And you go, I plead the fifth. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You want to live, right? Don't do it. Don't you dare do that. Don't go that route, man. Don't go down that road, man. Okay? Plead the fifth, or we can't divulge anything in regards to that means yes, mother lovers. Yes.
Reached out to Hughes this morning and tonight about if he's representing Rebecca Haro. Yesterday evening, he told me he was not, and today I have not received a...
Hold on, I'm repeating that one more time. What did he say?
An investigation, and that information is not available for release. Now, I have reached out to Hughes this morning and tonight about if he's representing Rebecca Haro. Yesterday evening, he told me he was not, and today I have not received a response if that's changed. For now, I'm Garrett Haro.
Okay, so he asked to see if the lawyer, the Timu lawyer, is actually representing Rebecca now too. And he's saying that he hasn't heard anything back from that person, from that lawyer, Vincent Hughes. He hasn't heard anything back from that lawyer. So That still remains to be seen. But nonetheless, because it's wild that she doesn't not have any representation, or from my understanding now, though, it seems like she does have representation, is just not the Temu lawyer. Okay? It's just not. Like, I really think that the lawyer needs to stop doing interviews because he's not sounding correct. He's not sounding solid in what he's saying. Okay? Which, of course, we have to take a trip down memory lane. Okay? So we're going to do that real quick because that interview with him says a lot. And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So we have got to take a look at that. Let me just pull up. I just got to pull up the video. I think this is it. Is it this one? Yep. Is this one. We're going to take a little trip down memory lane because I want to show you guys this video. Okay. This is the lawyer, and the lawyer really is saying some really stupid stuff. Okay. He's saying stupid things. But there's a lot of revelation here, meaning there's footage of her actually across the street at this Big Five, allegedly falling on the ground. And the way he reacts to this is the dumbest reaction I've ever heard. So we're just going to look at it real quick, okay? Before we continue.
Developing tonight.
Find Emmanuel. That's what we need. That's all we're asking for.
Defense attorney Vincent Hughes is speaking on behalf of Jake Haro, the 32-year-old father of 7-month-old Emmanuel, who has now been missing 5 days.
Nobody is searching for a 7-month-old child. That's the big issue here.
First off, I've already talked about this in my videos already, but I need to just talk about this for just a hot minute. First off, he is saying, well, you know, everyone needs to be out here trying to find Emmanuel. I think everybody wanted to. But once she starts lying, once she starts saying things that are not consistent with what actually went down, people left. So that's on them. Police aren't out there looking for him. Let me repeat that again. Police aren't out there looking for him. They're hovering around the house. They're constantly talking to them. We don't hear the news showing people out there in the desert putting over, you know, pulling over rocks and looking under bushes and trying to find him in watery areas and stuff like that. They're not doing that. We'd be hearing from, you know, KCAL News or the news channel 3 news or whatever the hell it's called, right? We'd be hearing from them going, oh, we are out here as these men and women and first responders and some of the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department are boots on the ground looking for little 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. They would be doing that right now. We would see nothing but content about that. We would see, in fact, here's the other thing too that's even wild, okay? Because it's brewing. It's already happening. I said it was going to happen, and it's already happening. People are already going out there too, by the way. Yes, people are taking their iPads and their phones and the cameras and and they're going out there. But guess what? They're not covering. People out there looking, searching for Emmanuel. No, they're not. They're chilling right outside Rebecca and Jake's home. Yes. Influencers, internet journalists, media, all of them outside their homes right now. Live streaming, taking content, covering the situation, boots on the ground. Now, I'm not here throwing shade on that. Do you, boo-boo? Do you? If that's what you want to do and that's what you want to cover, that's how you cover it, right? Get out there, do your thing. But what I'm pointing out is that we're not seeing these people out there looking, searching for this kid. None of them are. None of them. Why? Because of her lies. Oh, and his too, because they obviously corroborated the story together, obviously. And, you know, that's what it is. But it's because of her lies and her inconsistency in her lies. And the fact that the police have stepped away and Uvalde Foundation for Kids has stepped away, basically saying that she lied. You're not going to see people out there doing what they need to do, which is find this kid. So when he says that stuff, it's not on the public. It's not the public's fault. It's their fault. And if you notice, they're not doing it either, are they? They're not doing it either. Think about that too. They're not out there. They're not doing their thing. They're not going out there handing out flyers, missing kid, with disconnected phone numbers on the flyers like they have been for the last few days. They're not out there talking to nobody. They're not out there in front of the cameras saying, please find our son. They are holed up in their house not doing a doggone thing except telling people who are trying to help them spread the word and tell the story and bring awareness to them, to Emmanuel's story. In this case, they're turning them all away and telling them that they're trespassing. Instead of realizing, oh, maybe these people are trying to help out. So this lawyer is on crack. Okay? Crack rock. Period. Oh, no one's out there trying to find. No one's trying to find. The police are doing everything they can. But when she's lying and it's seen that she's lying, what do you think is going to happen, baby? What do you think is going to happen? Everyone leans back and folds their arms and goes, mm-hmm. And they go, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait to see what happens. They're not going to put in the energy. If you're not leading the crowd, if you're not leading the people to go help and try to find your kid, they're not going to get up and help you out. They'll do vigils. They'll pray. But you're not going to see them. You're not going to see them go out there and try to find this kid. Not the way that's going on right now. You'll see content creators. You'll see the media out there in the house, outside the house, filming and all that. And that's their prerogative. Do you? But they're not going to be out there going, here I am, boots on the ground, y'all, doing my thing. Think I got bit by a tick. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see that, y'all. Okay? You're not. And that's the other thing too, Rachel Mills. Yeah, on YouTube. They didn't say, or they said that they haven't even shown up to the vigils. The most recent ones, at least. When the news came out that she got caught lying, they stopped showing up. So like I said, this lawyer is just talking out his butt. But okay, this is what he's here for. Let's take a listen.
Investigation.
But there was a conviction for child cruelty, which Jake is not running from. He's not hiding from his record. It's publicly available information.
Records show Haro had a 2023 conviction for willful child cruelty from a felony complaint filed in Banning in 2018 that lists him as a co-defendant with his then wife, Vanessa. Hughes represented him in that case.
There is no nexus between that case and this case here. And he should not be judged based on his past.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, he should be. So the lawyer said, just for you guys on TikTok, the lawyer just said what he's done in the past, the willful child cruelty, has nothing to do with what's going on right now. And that these two are not connected. Yes, they are. They're connected. You got one kid, 10-week-old girl, and the things that him and his then wife did to this little girl is appalling. And then you look at what happened to Emmanuel, and there's no connection. Okay, this is the worst lawyer in the history of lawyers.
Hughes says he's a good father and loves his 2 children with Rebecca. Social workers did remove a 2-year-old from the couple's Cabazon home. This after they say they confronted Emmanuel's mother with inconsistencies in her account of what happened, and they have not ruled out anyone's involvement.
Not one thing has been cited as an inconsistency. Law enforcement is being extremely tight-lipped about the situation.
Hughes says
He says that the police have been tight-lipped about this whole situation when they haven't been. Let's be real. You think that cops are going to lie about a missing child case? Come on, y'all.
they are both willing to talk to detectives and have handed over their vehicles, cell phones, and passwords and allowed detectives with cadaver dogs into their homes.
They've searched the home, they've cut holes in the ground in the home, they've dug holes in the backyard. They've done everything and nothing's been found.
I want to make this abundantly clear. This confirms that they dug in the backyard. They were cutting holes in the house to try to find this kid. So all the stuff that we've been hearing, like, no, that they haven't been digging in the backyard or anything like that. They have been. They have. They cut holes in the floors. They dug in the backyard. So that is proof right now. I know that's been going like back and forth all over social media. Have they, haven't they, etc. Right? Here's the other thing too. They're not out on the lam. They haven't ran. Okay, that's the other thing I want to make abundantly clear. They didn't run. They haven't ran anywhere. All right? They are right in their town. They might be staying at their Gam's house or something like that, but they have not run, okay? Just so you know as well. So police are doing everything they can right now. And the reason why they're conducting it in this way is because they believe that these two know exactly where this kid is.
Haro's attorney says that detectives showed the couple some security video that was taken from a liquor store across the street of when Rebecca says the baby was taken from her vehicle.
Something falls, gets back up. That seems to corroborate exactly what Rebecca's story was in the beginning.
You hear what he just said? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So they confirmed that police went over to the couple with footage, okay? With actual footage, surveillance footage of her across the street, from across the street. And apparently, she fell in the video. And the first thing this mother lover says is, oh, well, if something falls and it gets back up, it seems like it really corroborates her story that she said in the beginning. No, it doesn't. Where is the guy that walks up and says, hola? Where is him knocking her out, grabbing the baby, and running away? Those things are massively important. Just because she fell on the floor or on the ground does not mean that this is true. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay? Where's the hola guy? Where is the act of the kid being taken out of the car and ran off? Where's the dirty diaper? Right? Where are the other bruises on her body? Because if she fell like a sack of rocks, there'd be bruises on her body for sure. Where are those? They're not there because this story is not true. But this lawyer is pulling things out his ass. For what reason? I don't know. In fact, if he doesn't represent Rebecca, he shouldn't even be answering that mother-loving question in the first doggone place. Should he? Why are you suddenly acting like you an expert in this situation? I feel like this is a guy who wanted to get an opportunity because this is a high-profile case. He's getting his name out there. And like I said before, somebody else is out there eating a chicken chalupa right now as we speak, watching this going, oh, yeah, I need to call that dude. Yeah, man. He takes care. He takes care of the criminals. He's a Better Call Saul. Really. He's a Better Call Saul. In a purple suit.
Think the surveillance video is going to play a big role in this?
Defense attorney Lou Shapiro, who is not involved in this case, says the sheriff's department is keeping all their options open by now calling this a critical missing child case instead of a kidnapping.
What's unusual, though, is it's very rare, especially these days, for a random person to go and snatch a child from parents. And I think that's what's troubling law enforcement here.
Let me make this abundantly clear. They said law enforcement is treating this as a critical missing persons case, not a taking situation. That is a huge deal, guys. That is a huge deal. It went from where is this kid? He was taken by some evil outside force, right? And now it's no, he wasn't taken by some outside force. He's just missing. So now we're treating it like a disappearance rather than a taking situation. And that's exactly how they're conducting it. That's why they're cutting out holes in the floor. That's why they're digging out the backyard. That's why you had cadaver dogs going all up in that mug, because they feel that whatever happened to this kid happened inside that house and possibly in the father's car. They would not be, let me tell you, they would not be handling it and conducting their investigation this way if this kid was taken. They would not.
The department says they are even aware of a tip that the baby was spotted in Kern County, something Hughes would like them to keep investigating and hopes the public will step up to help.
Jake wants answers. Rebecca wants answers.
No, they don't. They don't need answers because they know exactly where this kid is. They know exactly what they did to this kid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you instantly hear police come out and say there's inconsistencies in their story, things don't make any sense. She's not telling us anything. As soon as we challenged any of those questions, she pushed back with all this stuff. I mean, come on now. Come on now. That's all I need. Police aren't dumb. I mean, you know, they can be imperfect sometimes. Okay, they can be imperfect a lot of times. But in a situation like this, where it's very unique. You really think that they're going to fumble this ball? This is the reason why they're taking so much time. That's what I truly think. I think they're taking so much time to really make sure they have everything stitched together, because if they miss one step, if they mess up one little thing, this whole case could just blow up in their face. And they don't want that. They're taking their time to make sure they got everything they need. But you got to remember, there are probably surveillance cameras showing her drive from the football game to Big Five. I'm sure they are gathering so much surveillance footage from August 3rd all the way to August 14th when he went missing. I guarantee you they're doing so much research, combing through hours and hours and gigabyte after gigabyte of surveillance footage to make sure that they got this woman or they got these two. Because you can't tell me that they weren't caught on film driving at some random night in some random direction that they don't normally drive to. I hate to say it like that. I hate to think that this kid is not going to make it, right? I don't like that. But that's a reality that we have to take now. Now, this lawyer is out here saying, oh, yeah, you know, we've been trying to reach out. He said this on Ashley Banfield. He said, we're trying. We've tried. We want to cooperate. Or Jake wants to cooperate. He really, really does. He wants to. He said earlier in other interviews, oh, they are cooperating. That's not true. That's not true. Because here's the thing. Police came out with a statement today, which was fantastic. It was about damn time. It was way overdue, long overdue. But something in this statement that they came out with really says something, which means follow the bouncing ball. The lawyer, see what I did there? The lawyer lied through his teeth. That's it. Because he said, oh, yeah, we reached out. I was trying to get them to get together. I was trying to have police talk to Jake, but they didn't want to talk to him. Oh, for real, though. So then they come out with this statement saying this. We know the community is deeply concerned about this case, and we will continue to provide information to the extent it does not jeopardize the investigation. Our investigators have followed up on the reported sightings of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, but he has not yet been located. So the place in Bakersfield, the other place in Cairo or whatever the heck it was, right? Where they're like, possible sighting, right? All BS. It was all waste. It was a fugazi. Okay. It was a waste of time. All right. Emmanuel's still nowhere to be found still to this day. Okay. Moving on. While Emmanuel's father has retained an attorney, if the parents choose to work with detectives, we welcome their cooperation as we continue efforts to locate Emmanuel. What does that say to you guys? It does not mean that this lawyer really reached out to the cops and said, yeah, we're willing to cooperate. Sorry, but not sorry. It means that they're lying. And this lawyer's out here trying to save face. Trying to save face for Jake, because Jake's too concerned about his reputation rather than actually looking for his son. Let me say that again. He is more concerned about his reputation than actually looking for his son. I don't give a damn. If my kids were missing or something like that, if it was a kid, if Emmanuel was my kid, and people are sitting there going, oh, you're nothing, you're nothing, you're not. I don't care. I'll stand right there and go keep saying it to my face, bro. Because you know what is going to happen? Nothing is going to stop me from finding my kid if I didn't have anything to do with it. Nothing is going to stop me getting my child. You stand in my way, I'm running right through you. Do you understand? Say whatever the hell you want to say. I'm trying to find my kid. And when I do find my kid, y'all will all shut the hell up. And I will stand there vindicated. And then I'll get all the apologies. I'll wait. You will kiss the freaking ring. Do you understand? I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. But they're holed up in their house. Not giving two damns. Except trying to throw blame on the police when the police are clearly doing the most, y'all, by cutting out holes in the floors and in the walls in their homes, digging out the backyard, bringing in cadaver dogs and everything. Are you kidding me? They're not doing nothing? Come on now. Shut up. Take several seats. All right? We're also aware, continuing on, we are also aware of the fire reported, which we already say that they said they don't know, they believe it's not related, but they're deep diving into this, okay? They're going to look into it, and they're still in contact with the fire investigators as far as that fire across the street. But then they say Emmanuel continues to be the main focus of this investigation, and we will continue our efforts to locate him, which is fantastic, right? They're still doing their damn job. But what's funny is this is the statement that they put out. And then later on today, guess what? That's when we see Rebecca out here having conversations with them again. Just so you know. Because now they're like, oh, okay. Well, we got to show up now. because they just put it out again. They just put out, okay, if you want to cooperate because you weren't cooperating before. So now they're trying to save face. Her showing up and doing that conversation with police, hopefully she told the truth. Maybe she didn't. Well, she probably didn't. Okay. But they did it for optics, y'all. It's optics. Think about that for a second. It's optics, baby. That's all. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy, right? We got something else here. Hold on. I need to pull this up here because there's something going on or just came out. So I just want to grab it. It has to do with the case, of course. But I just want to grab that really quick. And of course, there's an ad. And I'm kind of curious as to what this is. Wait, so warrants for Emmanuel's parents' phone issued. Oh, okay. Well, I already saw this. We already know about this. Yeah, the parents' car, Jake's car was seized. They took all their phones, their laptops, their iPads, any electronics that they had. Okay, they took all of that stuff, which obviously is a very, very big deal. Okay, but there is something here that I do want to share with you guys that I was myself trying to figure out how to talk to you guys about it. And this has to do with Jake from State Farm. There is something here that is really aggravating me. And this kind of stuff gets me emotional because I get emotional when it comes to kids. All right. It really does. I really do. Kids don't do anything. They didn't do anything. They didn't deserve, they didn't do anything to deserve any type of cruelty or anything like that. They're innocent. They're beautiful. They have their whole lives ahead of them, all that stuff. But one thing about this one, I really was struggling to, talk to you guys about this. Hold on, I'm sorry. The thing just kind of freaked out on me. So actually, hold on. Let me just do this. Okay, hold on, guys. Sorry. I'm just trying to fix something. Now, it's a post that I put up on Facebook several hours ago. But I do want to share and show you guys this, and it's a tough one. Okay, sorry, I gotta pull some things up here real quick. Sorry. All right, and this all has to do with Jake. Okay, now we've talked about this before. The story of Jake and why he was in prison for at least 6 months and why he is looking at a probation violation because he had a weapon on him when he was on a 48-month probation period. Okay. Now I do want to share this picture. Hold on, I'm just pulling something over so I can read this because I feel like that's the best way I'm going to be able to do this without losing my mind. So I want to share this photo with you Can you guys see me? What the hell happened? Can you guys see me? Press the number 1 if you guys can see me. What in the hell? Y'all, that was some jacked up stuff. Okay? I don't know what just happened. Like I guess they were doing some maintenance thing. Okay? They were doing some random maintenance thing, and then they just shut off all the internet. I got to put all the stuff I had is gone. I had to reboot everything because they just shut off the internet. Literally, I was just on the phone with them being like, yo, what happened? And they're like, oh, well, we're doing some maintenance thing right now. Like, why didn't you give us at least a heads up? That'd be appreciated. The hell? What in the hell? So just give me a second, guys. Dag nabbit. I had all this stuff. Had so much prepared, man. It's fine. We're going to do it live. We'll be fine. But that was just very frustrating. Sorry about that, guys. That just out of nowhere. They just shut it down. Okay? They just shut it the freak down. So, okay. Give me a second here. Give me 2 seconds. Unfreaking believable. Okay? So I appreciate you guys being here. Seriously, it really means a lot. Let me just get everything here lined up so I can see the chat and all that. That was just nuts. Thank you guys so much Thank you guys so much for being here. It really means a lot. Seriously. You guys could be watching anywhere else, but you're watching here. So I do appreciate it. But there is something, like I said, that I do want to share with y'all. And it's about Jake that really aggravates me. Okay. And it's a big problem in my personal opinion. Because this guy, from what we're gathering, has a history of this kind of violence. And it's things like this that just really where the heck? Let's try that again. It's things like this that just really aggravate me. So, man, this is sorry, guys. I had all this stuff set up. Sorry about that. This is just very frustrating. All right. For some weird reason, now I'm having issues. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Let's see. And I'm going to have to pull this up on something else. Okay. So I do want to share this with you guys. And this is something that just really aggravates me because this is exactly the person that we're dealing with. And I feel like there's an absolute reason for all of us to be looking into and side-eyeing this particular individual because he is definitely leading the pack, if that makes any sense. I want to share this photo with you guys. This is one of many that I'm going to show you, okay, or a few that I'm going to show you guys here. Now, shout out to TikToker Abby Blabby because she's the one who actually, showed and shared this these photos and broke this story, this side of the story, and this is crazy. Okay, so I got to read something because I wrote something about this, and I just feel like this is very important for us to hear. Now, if you guys don't know, before I read this thing, he was charged with, cruelty, willful child cruelty. All right. Long story short, he and his then wife did some terrible things to this little girl, their own little girl, 10 weeks old. She's 10 weeks old here, just a little over 2 months old. The story goes as this. In October of 2018, Vanessa is his former ex-girlfriend, okay? Or former ex-wife, I'm sorry. Picked him up and took him home. She went to go and pick up one of her kids from school. While she was gone, she alleges that he was washing this baby girl, in the sink. And I guess the baby slipped out of his hands and fell chest first on the middle separator of the sink, chest first. He didn't say anything after about that. He didn't say anything. He just washed her, cleaned her up, put her in clothes, and put her in the crib. By the time Vanessa came back home, the ex-wife, she tried to feed this baby girl. She wasn't willing to eat. That concerned her. That concerned the wife. So she went over and she said she felt something on her back, on this little girl's back. So she went over to Jake and had him feel her back. Then they said they felt a crackle. He felt a crackle. And he's like, I didn't feel that before. She was fine before. This is the first time hearing or seeing about this crackle. Okay? So they go to the hospital because obviously that's something serious. And they find out that she has healing wounds and fresh wounds. Things like broken ribs, fractured skull, brain hemorrhaging, etc. Pretty insane stuff. Now, this is the young girl. So I just wanted to read this because this is what I posted on Facebook and on the Pascal Show Facebook page. And I highly recommend you guys go and, follow me over there if you can, because I'm putting out a lot of articles and updates on things that are going on that I can't, run and do a video about, that kind of thing. But I had to say something about this because this really drives me nuts. So this right here is exactly who Jake Haro is. If you just look at these photos, look at what this man and his now ex-wife Vanessa did to his then precious 10-week-old baby girl. We've all wanted to know if these rumors were true, and guess what? It is true. Just a quick reminder of why he was thrown behind bars. So back in October 18th of 2018, 10-week-old Promise Faith, her name before was Carolina Rose, okay, but they changed her name to Promise Faith because she was adopted by, I guess, a cousin, if I'm correct. All right. But let me continue. She was rushed to the hospital, okay, and she was badly hurt. Because what was done to her, Promise has to live with a tracheostomy tube and constant suctioning so she doesn't suffocate. Here's something else. She's blind. She can't walk. She can't talk. She only has 3% of her brain function left. and is now 100% dependent on care. It's been said that Jake's ex-wife, Vanessa, racked up multiple DUIs while pregnant with Promise, and yet Promise was born healthy. Lucky her. But then this happened to her. So it boggles my mind that Jake even is out of prison after doing what he did to this beautiful little girl. And it makes me wonder if they did the same volatile things to Emmanuel. Now, if you really think about it, look at how she is. And then look at how the photos that we've seen of Emmanuel. Could he have been born fairly healthy, just a good bouncing baby boy, but because of the trauma that he was inflicted upon, could have caused some serious damage on Emmanuel as well? So this is a damn shame. For crimes like this, he should have been put away for life. And now look at where we are with the Emmanuel Haro case. They're hiding in their home with no care or showing any signs of desperation to find their little boy. They say, the saying goes, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And I guess it's time we start believing them. And I said justice for Emmanuel. Now, and justice for Promise as well. And from my understanding, there's another boy as well that, I guess, a brother that was born with some issues as well because of addiction and using alcohol while being pregnant. But you see that this little girl's life has basically been taken from her. All because of this guy, Jake from freaking State Farm. And we have no reason to look at them in any kind of suspicious manner. There's a history of violence here. There's a history of violence here. And I wouldn't be surprised, all the kids that were in that home probably were going through the same type of trauma. Imagine she was 10 weeks old, 10 whole weeks, just shy of just a little over 2 months old. And then they got caught. And that was with a previous wife. Look at this situation right here. You got 7 months, a 7-month-old kid. And now he's nowhere to be found. We've seen the photos of this kid. And we all have asked questions. Is he special needs or what's going on, etc.? What if he was made that way? Because of the trauma, because of the attacks at the hands of that man. Like I said, from the great Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. This is precisely the reason why I'm focused on this case. Kids shouldn't be going through this ever. And why? And why they are still out breathing this freedom air? I don't have an answer for you. Still blows my mind. But there's a lot of other cases. There's a lot of other cases that we've covered, that we've talked ad nauseum about. And those mother lovers are still out there breathing in the freedom air as well, thinking that they got away with it. Pretty wild stuff, right? I'm just hoping that this is a situation where they get them. They catch these guys. And we get justice for this kid and for all the other kids that they've done this to, because it's not just Emmanuel now. It's Promise. It's her brother. It's other siblings that they have that have been subjected to a monster like that man. He's a violent, violent man. There's no question on that. And there's no reason for us to sit there and go, well, you know, this is unfair for us to be prejudiced. No, now that we understand what happened to Promise, and we see that with our own two eyes, she can't see, she can't talk, she can't walk. He was a part of that. Oh, I forgot about this. And we talked about this before, but I'm just going to say it just really quick to make sure you get it soaked all the way down to your plums real quick, okay? He also, on that previous marriage, with the whole case with Promise, he also tried to pin it all on his wife, his then wife. We're not possibly seeing that same situation happen right here too? He felt a crackle. Oh, I didn't feel any of that before. When I dropped her chest first, I didn't feel a thing. She had a broken leg. She had healing and fresh injuries, y'all. What does that mean? That means that this little girl had so much pain inflicted upon her over a course of days, if not weeks. And imagine this. This little girl was only alive for 10 weeks, y'all. And then this dude has the audacity to try to pin all of this on his then wife. All I'm saying is put that in your pipe and smoke on it for like 2 seconds. And when you come to, you're going to realize how jacked up that information really is. People like that exist. Still exist. People like that exist. Have mercy. Have mercy. People like that exist. Now, there are a few things. I just need to find them again because I had it all set up. And then the internet just decided to just shut down out of nowhere. So I appreciate you guys still coming back and rocking with me. It really does mean a lot. If you can do this for me, though, just a real quick ask. Okay. Can you hit that like button down below? Hit the reaction button, hit that like, the love, all that stuff. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. Hit that like button down below if you're watching on the tubes. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, subscribe. We are keeping an eye on this case. We're keeping an eye on a lot of things. Okay. Let's be real. All right. But this one is definitely a focus for sure. Okay. God, like I said, I just can't believe people like this exist. There is some serious evil in the world. It's pretty insane. Now, I'm trying to find the information about the new restraining order. Actually, here it is. I found it. Whoops. Now, this is from JLR. He's been doing a lot of research and coverage on this whole thing as well. Let me blow this up so you guys can see this a little bit better. But it says, new DV restraining order filed against Jake Haro yesterday by his ex. Why would his ex suddenly file a DV restraining order against him out of nowhere? He ain't bumping uglies with his ex anymore. He's with his wife, right? And yes, Jake went to court today with his ex-wife. Why? Because of this DV restraining order that was just recently filed? Just recently filed, y'all. Isabella Rebecca Gonzalez is the girl's name. Then apparently they have a child together named Eli. So he's just out here having kids. Like I said, some people just deserve, they need to have like a license to bear children, okay? To raise children, to sire children, right? Yeah, fetal alcohol syndrome, yes. But that's pretty crazy too, right? Now, there is something I do want to share with you guys before we wrap up the show. I'm not wrapping up the show yet, but I'm just saying this is something I definitely want to show you guys because, again, like I said before, this is something that came out. Everyone was atting me on TikTok, which I do appreciate. And then I saw the footage. There's footage that's out. And apparently it's from the clothing store right next door from the Big Five. And I have questions. I have some questions. We need to take a look at this footage, okay? I definitely have some questions about this footage. It is really hard to see what the hell is going on. I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep it a bean, okay? It is very hard to see what's going on with this video right here. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at it and going, oh my word, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, so what happened? I'm like, what did I miss? Like I said, it feels like I'm watching Game of Thrones, okay? Like that infamous Game of Thrones, the dragon scene, the war scene, and it's just nothing but pitch black and you're sitting there going like, wait, what happened? It's kind of like that, okay? Now, I want to give a shout out to TikToker On The Tira, okay? On The Tira! He's been doing some serious coverage on this whole case, okay? Ahmed, he's been doing some serious work, yo, okay? He deserves credit where credit is due. But he put this up on his TikTok. This is the footage. We got to take a look at this. And you tell me, do you see anything? Because I don't know if I see anything. Okay? I really don't. But before we play it, let me just read what he put here. So he goes, where's Emmanuel Haro? This video from the Bada store surveillance shows the time frame on the Tila, shows the time frame from 7:44 p.m. till 7:54 p.m. until the police came at the end of the video. So here's the thing. It's what? Sophie Oro just said, On the Tita just got reported and suspended about 30 minutes ago. What? Why? Why? What'd he do? That doesn't make any sense. That's crazy. What did he do? Oh, he got into it with a neighbor across the street. He got active. Oh, snap. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah. No. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Just keep your hands to yourselves, y'all. Okay? Dang. Because he's been coming out with all kinds of information, yo. So this is the worst time for him to, get into fisticuffs with anybody. Okay? The neighbor came at him first. Oh, there was no fighting? Oh, okay. That's crazy. On the tira. But he's been out here putting in work. I give credit where credit is due. He's been putting in work. Okay? Now, is he 110% correct on everything? No. But he is giving us a lot of information. Okay? Real talk. So, here's the thing. Look over here in this, under this 3, okay? The last 3, that's where all the action really is, okay? We're going to play it, okay? You're not going to be able to see it on here on TikTok. Don't worry, it will be on TikTok later, but we're going to look at it on YouTube, just so you guys know, okay? Creepy music. Where is Emmanuel Haro? Okay, so you saw somebody walk through, right? And then a car pulls up. Now, here's the thing I'm wanting to know before we continue. And actually, I think I'm going to mute the music because it doesn't need to. I'm just going to let it play. Because this is 3 minutes of just this time lapse, right? And it kind of skips ahead. Is the white car that just pulled up, the white SUV, the one thing I'm wanting to know, is this Rebecca's car? Because if it is Rebecca's car, I don't see anyone getting out of this car. You're going to watch. The car is there, and then it pulls away. You saw somebody run, right? You saw somebody run in the very beginning, like walking into the store. Now, that could be her, but other than that, where's the car? You see what I'm saying? Where's the car? See, the car drives off. And here's the thing, though. And I could have sworn it was a truck, right? So again, this video is nothing. So if it was a truck that she was driving, this is not accurate. So maybe he got the wrong time. Maybe. I don't know. Don't worry, we're still waiting. There's only about a little less than a minute, guys. Yeah, I'm thinking that the video is, kind of pointless, but I don't know. Maybe he had the wrong time. I mean, is that the truck? But then it drives off. There's somebody right there. And I guess that's when 50 pulls up. So then who is this? So that must be the truck. And then this person. Interesting, right? Could that be somebody actually taking the baby? That looks like a truck pulling up. And then there's somebody walking right here. Now that could be her on the phone. Because the way that person lingers is pretty long. If somebody was running, trying to take a baby from you, they're running off. They're not sticking around and meandering around. They're grabbing that stuff and they running, right? They grabbing the baby and they're running, right? Or maybe that's a cop. Maybe that's a cop. So right here, one second, guys. I'm trying to find when the car pulls up. Right there. So is this a cop car? Is that a cop car? They have a white Tacoma. Hold on. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay. So this car, the car that pulled up over here, that's a white car. Could it be that? No problem, the one and only on Facebook. I appreciate you. You see what I'm saying? Is that the white? Okay. So the cop car so the car that's right here, around here, that's a cop car. There is okay. So then that makes sense that this person is walking around here, this person. So that person is a cop. Probably like looking around, that kind of thing. But that's what's weird, because in the very beginning here, take a look at this. You see somebody running in the very beginning of this. Where the heck did it go? It'll show up in a second. Right there. So I'm still kind of curious, like I said, and then there's the white car. So is that the car? Because it does not look like a white Tacoma. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys what a white Tacoma looks like. I don't know how old their car is, though, right? How old is their white Tacoma? There's plenty of white Tacomas that, they're actually nice looking, to be completely honest. But her truck could be a very old truck, right? But I mean, just looking at literally at the 2024 one, right? I mean, that's nice. You see what I'm saying? So if she was driving around in something like this, I mean, that doesn't look like that here, does it? So that's the question. I'm curious as to what that is. Right? Yeah, that looks like it looks like an SUV to me. So like I said, and of course, the angle in which this camera is and all that, it still does make you wonder. And this is when I wish we had, Ahmed explain it a little bit better, and just give us a little bit more clarity on what's going on, right? Because that's definitely an SUV. But as you see, there's nothing. Wait a second. And then it pulls off. And then another car drives through. And you saw that person right there. You see a person right there. So it does make you wonder, like, what's this? Right? Who's that right there? Could that be her on the phone freaking out because the cops aren't there yet? Right? That could very well be her. That could very well be her on the phone freaking out. Acting it out. You see what I'm saying? So it does make you wonder. Because then minutes later, a cop shows up. Bang. Right there. Like it seems almost like 2 minutes later. From the time that we see this person right here. Just about 2 minutes later. Yeah. About 2 minutes later. If that's her on the phone, you know what I mean? Maybe walking, trying to see if she can find him. About 2 minutes later, that's when we see cop car pull up. So the cops show up pretty damn fast. The cop showed up fast. And then came out and walked around. And is walking in the direction of where that person just walked too. So maybe it is her on the phone, maybe calling Jake, right? Letting him know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So again, this is very interesting. But you'd think that with technology and the way that we live now, how great our technology and electronics are, you'd think that we would have footage that doesn't look like we're looking at UFO footage. You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, don't you see that Sasquatch right there? That Sasquatch, if you squint your eye, you have some dust going into the other one. You could kind of see that man right there. It's like, it's like you're trying to do magic eye. You know what I'm saying? Don't you see him through the trees? There he is. It's kind of like that. You'd think that it'll be better footage than this. High def. Shoot. At least in 1080, right? So this is ridiculous. But again, like I said, it's like watching Game of Thrones all over again. You're like, what is going on right there? Is that a dragon or is that a person? I can't tell. Is that Jon Snow? You know what I mean? You just can't tell. Unfortunately. So this is tough. I'm hoping that we get another angle somewhere because that angle, it's not so great. It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest. And it doesn't show any, like I will say this, it doesn't show any smoking gun evidence of any kind. It doesn't show her doing anything illegal. It doesn't corroborate her story. It is just cars going back and forth, and then you see some people, and that's it. It didn't look like there was anybody like running away with a baby or anything of that sort, right? So, yeah. So that's interesting. Let me get these super chats here really quick. I know they've been sitting for a minute. Super May, thank you so much for the love. for sale soon. The female mullet shirt. Yeah. Yeah, the female mullet shirt. You know what I mean? Beautiful messy ball. Thank you so much for the love. Don't do Saul dirty like that. He actually won. Yeah, I know. It's just jokes. Thank you so much, beautiful messy ball, though. General Janobi, thank you so much for the love. Streamers and content makers tonight were out on the street tonight fighting with neighbors who wanted quiet. Oh, where's that? Where? I mean, I don't want to show violence, but I'm actually curious as to like what was going on some of these, you know what I mean? Did anybody see any platforms that was doing that? Because that would be interesting to see. In fact, let me see. Because I'm sure Twitter's got something out there. Hold on. Because, you know, when there's drama, they are her. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah. So it did happen. Some ish did it actually happen. Oh, dear Lord. Take a look at this. This is from JLR too. Okay. Crazy scene outside the home of Rebecca and Jake Otto. Neighbor comes out to confront the group of people out there. Police called. And then, of course, somebody's putting up, where's the baby? Or where is baby Emmanuel? Did I not tell you that people are going to be acting the fool? That people are going to show up, and they're already doing that. Content creators are going to be out here filming all of this. The chaos has begun. Do you not understand that? There's so many people now probably like rummaging, trying to go on Priceline.com to see if Expedia.com to see if they can book a flight out there. They're like, ooh, the action's already happening. Things are percolating. Seriously. There are people flying out there right now as we speak, or taking the trek, driving down there. Okay. It's about to get crazy. Okay. But a neighbor has had enough. But that's the thing. See, the neighbors become victims as well to this whole chaos. You know, it's like, I got kids. I got work in the morning. We got things to do. Can you respectfully just come during business hours when I'm not here, when I'm not trying to go to sleep and get ready for my day? Because I got bills to pay too. You see what I'm saying? I get it. People, you know, feeling some type of way, but diggity damn. Okay. 39 chicken head. Brock chicken head. My daddy always said, stay in the yard and keep your hands to yourself. You can't get into trouble. That's absolutely mother-loving true, chicken head. Absolutely. Okay. So then who is this? Is this on the tira? Is this Ahmed right here? Is that? Now, like I said, I'm not throwing shade on anybody who's going out there. I don't care. If you want to go out there, go out there. Do your thing. So that's on the tira? Man. Oh, man. That's tragic. That's tragic. That's tragic. But like I said, there's going to be people out here, okay, that are not going to be cool with the protests. And there's a lot of other people that, I mean, other places have like other situations like Quentin Simon, Gabby Petito. I mean, you name it, right? There's been plenty of those kinds of situations that have happened where, you know, police are showing up and they're arresting people. Okay. Or people are getting aggravated and they're showing up to where the people are at, and they're trying to agitate people who are holding up signs like, where is baby Emmanuel? Right. So again, you know, that's a situation you don't want to be, you know, that's a situation you don't want to be in. You want to show up and, make a demonstration, by all means, do your thing, but do it peacefully, right? That's what I truly believe. Because again, there are neighbors. There are other people that don't need to hear that. If it was just like them out there in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a desert with no neighbors, then have at it, man. Okay? Just don't trespass, right? But you got neighbors, there's neighbors there. You have to be conscious of them too. You know what I mean? Because they're not the bad guys. They're just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, just like all of us, right? Rock on. Thank you so much for the love. Fun to watch you on FB, YouTube at the same time. Well, thank you for watching at the same damn time. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button down below. If we can get to 1K, we are so close to 1K on the YouTubes. If you can, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, let's get to the 1K really quick. But let's see what else. That's all I was trying to see if there was any other things going on, but I guess there's not a whole lot of chaos going on, which is a good thing. But I'm going to check YouTube really quick. I just want to see. That's crazy that on the theater got hit. Hold on. Let me just see. I don't think he did. I mean, he might be suspended from being able to put content up. That's probably what's going on. He probably got suspended for like a week, depending on what actually happened here, right? But let me see. But I know that people are going crazy.
My name is Ahmed Belloso. I am a local reporter here in the Inland Empire. Marlene's Jewelry has now entered the chat here in Yucaipa. The reason we're here... How you doing? Did you guys turn over the camera?
We already got to the police and everything.
Okay, that's it.
We got everything. We spent quite a few hours with them.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Thank you for that. Bye-bye now.
Take care.
Thank you. You heard it here first, folks. Marlene's Jewelry has turned over the video to authorities. I have insider information that there was no person in the video on the tira. And we're
Okay, so again, he doing his thing, right? He's been covering this like crazy. Now, one thing is for sure, he's saying that there is no video. Like he's saying there's surveillance footage of no one with her. Here's the other thing I do want to point out. I said it in a video, but I haven't gotten a chance to say it here. When the lawyer said, well, when she fell and she stood back up, well, that corroborates her story. Let me tell you something. If there's nobody in the video, why didn't you say that there was somebody in the video? Think about that for a second. He just said if something fell and stood back up and got back up, then that obviously corroborates her story. It doesn't. He didn't correctly answer that question. He should have said, and I didn't, and there was somebody there. We saw an assailant there. He didn't say that. That's a crucial piece of information, don't you think? Don't you think? We saw a person. She was hit. She fell on the ground. The guy took the kid and ran, right? Come on, guys. Come on now. Most important thing to say is, well, yeah, she fell because a guy hit her. He's in the video, but he doesn't say that. The reason why police showed her the video and Jake the video is because they saw that there was no one there, that she was lying. But here's the thing, though, too, if you really think about it, if They have video, and it shows that no one was there. Why haven't they arrested her yet then? Make that make sense. Because again, if it's like, we didn't see anybody, right? We didn't see anybody. You're lying. And this is proof that you're lying. Why didn't they arrest her right then and there? That's another question that I'm kind of curious about too. That's a little strange, don't you think? So again, make that make sense. I don't know, guys. And there is that whole thing too. No body, no crime, but you can still be convicted of a crime without the body. Remember that too. Harmony Montgomery is a perfect example. There is no body. Adam Montgomery got locked up for the rest of his life, thank God, for what he did. I will also say, though, there were people that did speak out against him and how he moved her around, if that makes any sense, before he got rid of her remains. So that is another thing, too, that people did. There were eyewitnesses. There were people that were with him for a long time. Girlfriend that actually, baby mama that actually, you know what I mean, testified on against him, right? So maybe that's what it was too. But at the same time, they could still convict you even without remains. Maybe they do not have suspicion of M yet, or they don't have proof of M yet. That's what they're probably trying to put together right now. But they can't arrest her yet if they don't have that proof yet. That could be it too. I don't know. Something to definitely think about, right? Because they might be like, listen, there's nobody in next to you. Yeah, you fall on the ground, but there's nobody there. So you're lying. But don't worry. We're going to continue looking for him because he's a missing kid. But we're going to start stacking up all the evidence against you because there's no consistencies in your story. We can't take you in right now, but we're working on getting you taken in. And I think that's one of the other meetings or other reasons why she was brought in today. And that we saw that first sighting of her in that first sighting. Because they're sitting there saying, hey, listen, you help us, we'll help you. Listen, if you just tell us what's going on, if you just tell us what he did, because we think that he did this to Emmanuel, and you could tell us where he is, where Emmanuel is, we can work something out with you. Just help us and we'll help you. I truly think that that's the conversation that was had. Is she going to flip on Jake? I hope she does, so that we can get straight to the point here, which is getting them arrested, getting them charged, and finding Emmanuel. But I don't know yet, guys. I don't know. This is some crazy stuff. I will say that. It's crazy. Yeah. So that's some crazy stuff. So again, guys, I am going to jump off here. But, there's a lot to cover tomorrow. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to cover. yeah, there's a lot to cover, guys. So we'll be talking here very, very soon. Okay. Yes, J-Biz, you'll be seeing me tomorrow for show. We got a lot to talk about, guys. There's a lot going on. And I'm hoping that tomorrow gets us a little bit closer because it's a week. It'll be 7 full days, right? 7 days. I'm hoping and praying to God that we make some serious strides tomorrow. You know what I'm hoping for and what I'm praying for is that they both wake up tomorrow morning realizing that what they've done is wrong and that they need to clear their conscience, and they will go to the police. And I know that's wishful thinking, but I'm hoping that that kind of energy, that's the energy that needs to be sent to the people out there. Real talk. That's the energy that needs to be out there. That maybe it'll be eventually it's like, okay, I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta talk. I gotta tell the truth. I know exactly where he is. Or she knows exactly where he is. Whatever it may be. Because something ain't right here, guys. We'll see what happens, though. Okay? I got fingers crossed. And hopefully we get some transparency very, very soon. Okay, guys? But that is the show. Okay? Appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in, being a part of the conversation. I know it was a late show. I'm going to try to do them a little bit earlier in the evening if I can. It's been busy times lately, guys. Just some very, very busy times. But on the way out, if you can do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. Please and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms like the Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. I'm on all of them. So make sure you hit that reaction button. Of course, don't forget to follow. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. My third channel, Pascal Raw. Subscribe over there. Make sure you're following me, like I said, on the TikTok and on Facebook, okay? There's a lot of updates that I'm putting out as far as articles, etc., on that Facebook page as well. So make sure you're following those things so you're just up to date on everything, okay? Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, and of course, check out PascalMerch.com. Yeah, I'm going to try to get some sleep. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll sleep. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys? But anyway, it is time to get going, guys. Much love to you guys. Stay safe out there. And of course, if there's any updates, I'll be giving it to you guys as quickly as I can. Much love to you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.